Welcome, everybody.
Welcome, world.
To another episode of
Sisters. Basadi, oh, Basadi.
So we're still tweaking with the name because we love Basadi. Shout out to my aunt and cousins for the name and the idea of the name. And we did ask people on our private pages to show us different ways of saying woman, sister, sisterhood in their language.
Mm-hmm.
But before continue, please
subscribe, like, and hit that notification.
Hit the notification button. All right, let's get into business today. Our last video was kind of choppy, but thanks for the reviews. Thanks for the
support.
Yes, and the feedbacks.
Yes, we appreciate it.
We're growing. We're new to this, and
it's supposed to be light, fun, two sisters. Basically recording ourselves talking about everyday things that sisters would typically talk about. The only difference is we're recording it and posting it, and to see the kind of the feedback that we're gonna get.
Oh, and if you have any questions, ideas, please send us an email, and we'll discuss it. It can be anonymous. We don't have to tell who the story is from, but if you want our take,
comment in the comment section. The
so
email is Bafrique. So BABAFRIQUE@gmail.com.
Good job.
Thank you.
And that's why I kept pointing at you because I couldn't figure out the so.
Do you remember the password?
@gmail.com. Okay, now let's get down to business. So everyone who we sent the videos to, the link to, has given us all the ideas that we have so many topics to discuss. We didn't know where to start. So we
wanted to start from the genesis of this idea, which is our road trip that we did from Cali to
Maryland.
Yeah, we drove cross country, y'all.
And there's no way to know a woman but sitting in the car with her for 4 days.
It was a week.
You know, a week, right? A whole week. You get to know everything about a woman. So now...
And she was pregnant, so
yes.
gosh. Help me.
Poor Tembi. Our other sister, who will come in later, was one of the drivers, and I wasn't driving. And yeah, you don't get to know 3 women
in a car,
in a sportish car. So it was kind of compact. So we found ourselves again, instead of it being a big sister seniority thing, it was us meeting as women.
Yeah. I mean, because we're African, and well, if you didn't know, we are. And culturally, you're supposed to respect your elders.
I don't get that one. It's the doctor. It's the doctor on the name. She doesn't know.
No.
I'm a doctor too. Continue.
Excuse me, like your husband likes to say, the African side is fighting the American side, So here we are. Technically, I'm supposed to call her Tita, because in our language, Basa, Tita means big sister.
Right. But no, did I get that? Nope.
I don't call her Tita Kiki, I call her Kiki. So bringing it back to taking it from, the structural thing of younger respecting older people, the trip just helped us reconnect, like she said, on a different level as equals.
No, I don't like as equals. As women. I'm still the oldest. As women, respect yourself. So,
We'll see.
the growth, we grew because, life happened. She went away to school. I got married. Tembi went to the military, came back, went to school. Everybody's going out to school, coming back home. And this was the first time in a long time, maybe 10 years or more, that all three of us were together and talking
about like real things.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, because we talk all the time and we hang out, but it was like a real check-in. We have a week in the car together. Let's actually check in and see how are you doing, whatever. No, because sometimes when people ask you how are you doing, they're not really asking you how are you doing. Yeah. It's just a thing they say. But on this occasion, it was like, no, for real. How are you doing? And on top of it, I really want to know. I want a truthful and authentic answer.
But I don't want her psychoanalyzing me. Let's get that straight. She's not my therapist. I'm your therapist. Because, she's like my good girlfriend. But I'm her therapist. Anyways.
So that's essentially the genesis of this whole idea of, okay, when sisters get together and really talk in a deeper sense, what does that look like? And,
messy? No, not messy.
Of course. Two sisters talking is the most messiest it can be.
Messy, but no, we're not messy.
Especially when it's not filtered. Because,
Yes.
the way how you talk to... And sisters, it doesn't have to be blood sisters either. I mean, somebody who you're like this with.
Yes.
That's the most authentic part of yourself that you will be.
Yeah. And a girl trip does it. Mm-hmm. But I've seen some girl trips that went, ooh boy, you should have left me at the airport. I'm going home.
But then it's still doing the job though.
It does.
It's doing the job.
You think so?
I do, because at the end of the day, you get to know if it's that messy and you realize I can't be your friend.
Yes.
It did its job.
Its
job, because it's going to do one of two things. It's going to show you either how much you really care about the person, or how toxic they are in your life, or that they're
That is true. That goes for relationships too. Mm-hmm. If you want to know if that man is who you need to be with, take a trip. Vacation. 1 week. A week will tell you. Either a drive or a flight will tell you. Because anything could go wrong on a flight. And it shows you the character of each other.
Everything. How you guys problem solve, how you plan it, how you communicate, all of that, it comes up.
So, with that being said, if it had gone like, oh boy, these chicks, how do you then continue the relationship? Let's say the trip is going bad for you. What will Kiki do? Block you. Block your life. What will you do?
You can't block me.
Why not? Oh, you're my sister, you think so? I'll see you at Thanksgiving, birthday parties, Christmas. You don't get New Year. Nope.
You can't block me, boo. I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay.
So, let's see. Well, okay, then let's not go into if it hadn't worked out. But no, there are friendships that could reveal what the friendship is with a trip. But I guess I'm trying to go to the...
Remember how I always ask you, how do you argue? How do you fight?
Dirty.
And that's her problem.
Dirty.
And that's her problem.
Don't come for me if I can come for you.
Are you fighting to rebuild, aka fix the situation?
No.
Or are you fighting to destroy?
Scatter the matter. It's out of the window. You tit, I'm gonna tat. That's my name, Queen Petty. You play with me, I'll burn all your bras. I put a hole in each panties. Once you sleeping in the hotel, chip, 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 chip. Why? Because you said something you were not supposed to say. No. I'm petty. No. So how do you what? How do you fight to build?
To rebuild?
We scatter it.
No, you start with trying to understand where the other person is coming from.
No. Once you say something you're not supposed to say.
What is not supposed to? I have the right to say anything I want.
So do I. But let's just say you say something that I feel is hitting below the belt. I'm going for your shin. You went to the belt.
That's where we differ, because I wouldn't. I would come.
You shut the person out and you just go away and you're done with them.
Not if I'm trying to rebuild. If I'm trying to rebuild, if I'm arguing with you because I'm trying to fix the situation, I'm coming from a place where, one, I'm going to listen. I'm not going to be talking a lot. I'm not going to try and talk over you. I'm going to be quiet and just listen to what you're saying, because I'm honestly trying to understand where you're coming from. That's why I ask a lot of questions because of that, and she will look at me like, why you being slow? No, I'm not being slow. I want to know what you're talking about. So I'm going to ask as many questions as I can to get where you're coming from.
So now, I'm saying, if, let's break it down, destroy it, then we can rebuild.
Doesn't work that way.
Yes, it does. Says who?
Says life, because when you do it that way, it becomes way too messy.
But that's what people do.
But that's not.
Who argues with the intention of not being petty? Why?
Because the point isn't to be petty.
Who argues? Again.
The point isn't to be petty. That's the point. That's why you kind of have to take a step back and be like, do I truly care about this person? Because if you truly care about this person... Okay, so take husband and wife example. Right? If I truly care about this person, there's certain things that I will not say.
That's for a husband and wife kind of situation.
That's any kind of situation. Because you can do it at work, right? When you're at work,
that's
your boss or your customer or whoever... You're going to hold your tongue. You're going to be reserved in how you...
But I'm at home. I don't have my bra on. I don't have slippers on. So and you came for me. So I'm coming for your throat.
It shouldn't change for personal relationships, especially if you care about the person.
Well, for me, I look at it like this. I am your close relative, spouse, sister, whatever it is, right? So for you to take us there, I can only continue.
And that's always been your problem in life, Jesus.
It's a simple matter in life.
Not that simple.
Okay? An object will not move, right? It will continue its course until something comes and hit it. There it will go so. So to bring it back, so somebody has to hit it back. It's ping pong. That's a good analogy. Even though my mom will say, you don't do ping pong. If the person hit hard, you hit soft. Who wins like that? Not Venus. Or Serena.
But that's the point.
What's the point?
Why are you trying to win?
Why? Name one loser that was famous in life.
We're talking about relationship. What is that?
Relationship is life.
So if you and your husband are arguing.
Oh boy.
And you're arguing about something touchy, right? I don't want to use that example. Anyway, you're arguing about something, right? Because of how much you care about him, you're not going to, I wouldn't.
Okay.
You, on the other hand,
but you
say it, you think it, you say it.
Then we process it. Then we all process it. No, but you see, okay, when you use that as an example, women normally, most women normally hold their tongue in relationships.
Of course.
When your husband or your significant other is, and especially in our culture, right? the woman's role is not to be boisterous. It's not to really speak her mind. You hold respect for the husband, and you can't emasculate him per se. So when it becomes that you've lived life and you pretty much are me, it's hard. It's hard.
It's fun.
No, you and I understand, because I have a lot of girlfriends who are like, these men just you kind of are defeated,
but you're not, and I guess that's my struggle with it, because I don't look at it as being weak, and that's when you take that approach, I view it as you're fighting to not be weak, and if you don't take it to the extreme, then you're weak and you're letting the other person win, you're letting the other person get over on you and take advantage of you, all those things. I don't view it as that. You can have a argument with somebody and have it respectfully, which means you're not hitting below the belt and doing all of that stuff, and still get your point across.
I've mastered the art of fighting within the problem, but
no, you
just hit in the problem. No, because sometimes, like, instead of, let's say we're fighting over who's washing the dishes, right? Sometimes when people don't want to do their part in the relationship, they're bringing other problems to take out what is being discussed. But now, took me this long to kind of see, to pick their game. Like, no. Because like, when you and your significant other is arguing, sometimes they just want the argument to end. Like with my husband, he's quick to just say, you know what, my bad. Let me leave it alone. And I'm like, no, not your bad yet.
Because you want to fight.
Yes.
Why?
Who knows? I can't say why, but hey, to know me is to love me.
No.
How you doing? No, but that's the problem culturally. So, and I think that's where my resistance come in, because I'm like, yeah, just because I'm a woman, you can tell me things that hurt my feelings. Let me give you a piece of your cake. You can taste it too, eat your cake too, and see how that feels, how you made me feel. So, okay, Dr. Kay, how are you supposed to fight fair? Another session with Dr. Kay.
I just said it.
How?
You listen. You actually listen. Because if you're listening, you're in your head. You're not trying to. You're not looking for rebuttals. You're not listening to pick apart what the person is saying and say, well, but you did but and all of that. So you're listening in terms of and trying to understand. So when you're doing that, you're just literally trying to see where the other person is coming from, and that is it. And you have to decide, okay, what's your end goal of the argument? Is your end goal for that person to wash the dishes? Because if your end goal is for that person to wash the dishes, fighting them and making them feel bad isn't going to motivate them to want to wash the dishes.
But
it's not. Because then what's going to happen is you're going to say something that hurts their feelings, or it pisses them off or whatever, and then they're going to be like, "I fuck it. You wash the damn dishes. Now I'm really not washing the dishes." So then you defeated your whole purpose.
I wash my dishes.
But the goal was
just if you touch another plate. If I wash the dishes and you touch another plate in this house, in this here kitchen I just cleaned, it started all over again.
That's the issue.
So then don't go there. Wash the dishes.
Or you take another approach and be like, listen, I get where you're coming from and I understand at the same time.
Wash the dishes.
And at the same time,
wash the dishes.
I would like you to help me keep our home a certain way. And that means every now and then you wash damn dishes. Doesn't have to be every day. It doesn't have to be.
But if my point is wash the dishes every day, if I'm cooking every day, wash the dishes every day,
then you're just gonna have to build towards that. And you gotta know the man you marry. Are you marrying somebody who feel like they're above housework?
And that's not even cultural. That's any man.
That's any man, yeah. You got a lot of men that feel like they're above housework. If they're bringing in the money, that's them. They're cool. But
so how? Oh Lord, you'll say you just answered it. You know, the fighter in me can't just take that as an answer.
But you can be a fighter. I think I'm a fighter. I know I'm a fighter.
A fighter doesn't say, I know I'm a fighter.
I'm saying it in
a pretty girl way. I know I'm a fighter.
I'm saying.
No. What last you heard Rambo say? Not Rambo. What a man name?
Yeah, not Rambo.
Rocky.
Oh, Rambo.
Say, I'm a fighter.
Yeah, I don't need to do all that energy, you know.
You see?
I'm too cute for that. But you can still, I still ask any guy I've ever dated, they'll tell you.
You know why? Because then you're the quiet one that has the nail filer in the back of her hand like, boy, sit down. Don't make me stab you. Those are the crazy Basadis.
No.
The ones who don't really just bust down ready to fight?
I'm just not aggressive. And that's the thing. I can be assertive and you can be assertive or you can be aggressive in how you communicate. I choose to be
assertive is aggressive.
No, it's not.
Yeah, explain that. We've had this argument
before.
Assertion is not aggression. How?
It's two different styles of communicating. One, in both, your goal is trying to get your point across.
Right.
Versus somebody who is more passive, who you'll pinch them, and instead of them telling you, an assertive person will say, please don't pinch me, I don't like it. That's assertive. An aggressive person, you pinch them, they'll punch you in your face.
Yeah.
That's aggression. A passive person won't say anything at all because they don't want friction. So that's the thing.
You wake me out my sleep. You wake me out my sleep. I'm ready.
So that's the thing. I'm assertive. I'll be like, listen, I don't like that.
No.
Versus
no.
Don't you da.
No.
Blah.
Then passive aggressive is what?
Passive aggressive is I pinch you. So because I'm pissed off that I pinched you, you won't say anything. You'll be smiling and be like, oh no, it's okay. But in the meantime, you're slamming the phone down, you're kicking things. So you're telling somebody non-verbally that you're angry at them. But when they ask you, are you sure you're not mad at me right now? You're like, oh, no, everything is okay.
So is that passive assertive?
No, there isn't.
That assertive is aggressive.
No. How is me?
Comment in the bottom for me, please. Is being assertive the same as being aggressive? I mean, I get the little aggressive with the whole being physical and very...
Yeah, because aggression is, in communication, aggression is yelling, yelling, screaming, those types of things. Right. To the point of being physical.
Well, I don't consider myself aggressive. I'm loudly assertive. That's a thing.
No, it's not. You just made it up.
Listen.
Which you're allowed to do. Completely you're allowed to do.
I'm not aggressive because I think I talk on 10 and I hear myself at 7 and people need me to be at 4, but we're going to stay at 8.
Why?
Because the bigger, the better. Your voice has to be big. I'm a low person. I gotta feel like I'm in the room. So that's just, what did I call it? What can I assertion?
I don't know. You made it up.
Loudly assertive. Yes, I'm loudly assertive.
But you're not. You don't say, please. You don't say, please don't do that. I don't like it.
I said, please don't do that.
No, you
Because
don't.
when I say please, it means the cops coming.
You don't.
And
you
then
don't
after that.
You don't even say that. You're like,
Why
the next time you do that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck you up. That's aggression.
Forewarning. Loudly assertive.
That's not
pinching
that's
me.
not loudly aggressive. That's not assertiveness at all. That's you just threatening the person.
Yeah, but it's not aggressive. It's just a threat.
Jesus.
A threat is not aggressive. It's just telling the person, we have steps.
Oh.
Steps to where I will mess you up. Mm-hmm. Don't. Oh, you see? That's how it goes.
So yeah, that's basically kind of learning how to communicate with people.
So what did we learn today?
You ready for me? What
Yeah.
did you learn? Because let's see what you took out of what I said, and then I will see what I took out of what you said. So we're practicing
Living in each other's world.
communicating.
So today's about communication, right?
Sometimes.
Some kind of communication.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly believe I took from this that whatever you do, people will think you're being aggressive. That's what I took from it. You can't even tell a person.
No, be serious.
No, I'm dead serious.
No, you're not.
I'm serious. That's all I take from it. You're trying to tell me because I'm telling you. You pinch me again, I'm gonna fuck you up. Means I'm aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
See, there you go. Boom. Anything I say is aggressive. It's aggressive. Everything I say is aggressive. That's what she's telling me. And a passive person is a sucker. There's no in between.
Okay.
So you're trying to tell me assertive is in the middle of aggressive and passive.
Yes, the extremes are in communication.
But I don't feel like it's
communication.
being aggressive when you tell the person.
My friend, listen, you gay. I beg you. Communication 101.
Is what?
You have a
0
no.
level playing field.
Yeah. Okay. You can. It goes from passive, assertive, aggressive.
Yeah, but then there's a point where it just makes sense. It just makes sense that this comes right here.
The passiveness.
No,
What?
your idea of aggression.
Mm-hmm. Aggressive is on this.
Oh, it's on this side.
Yeah.
It just makes, you see how it comes. In fact, it's even better. See, it just comes together tightly, nicely, and
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that.
so how does an African woman?
Communicate.
Yeah, because actually in our culture, though, sometimes that's how we talk. Certain country people, and I don't want nobody to come fight me. Okay, we come off like we're loud, boisterous, and it could be. Sometimes I love you now. I said I love you.
Oh gosh.
It's not an aggressive word.
It's not. I mean, it's not. But you have to remember, these are all like Western ways of like defining things. So that's where my interest is. Like, if you took most African women
Mm-hmm.
and you looked at how we communicate, I want us to come up with like our own terminologies for stuff. Like, how does a typical African woman communicate? And it's going to differ from the east to the west to the south to the north.
We are assertive.
so. I think there are levels. So I feel like you said earlier, when you're with your partner, male, typically, female nowadays, when you're with your partner, you're more kind of submissive, and you may be more agreeable or not agreeable, and you just don't say nothing. And then there are some women who are like, forget all of that.
That's what I'm saying.
I run this house. You do what I say. Da 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 da.
Well, you cannot. It cannot be defined because
in our household growing up, how would you describe mommy?
Passively aggressive.
No, really.
I didn't steal this. Okay, it came from a source. There's a source.
I never saw her as that. I always saw her as like really quiet.
Quiet?
Yeah, like
we
reserved.
learned on the trip. We learned that her memory is not right.
Don't put that out there into the universe. Do not put that out there into the universe, because my memory of certain things is on point.
Okay, so now when you say it like that, and I think it goes for most of our mothers.
How did mommy
their
and
generation
daddy interact?
That's what I'm saying. The women of that generation, and I'm actually looking at her sisters, the aunties, and the other women of our huge tribe. The African woman struggle finds her communicating.
What do you mean?
So if you're a mother of 4 kids, right? Mm-hmm. You're running a home, you taking care of business, you're in charge of all these things going on in your life. You tend to, and I only can say this because at one point I was a single mom. When you are someone who's in charge of life, people, children, your own business, your own, not just taking care of yourself, but taking care of just a caregiver, there's a certain amount of confidence that's in you. So it makes most women go-getters, decision makers. They are very straight to the point. Sometimes when a woman is straight to the point, or she knows what she wants, it's considered aggressive, assertive. You tend to have all these walls up, and if you going through life, maneuvering through problems, you tend to have this, and I still call it's a confidence. So with my mom, she was running a school. She was in charge of all these people, especially after the war. People came to live with us, so it made her have to stand up and make decisions on daily basis for things. Her husband, my dad and her, it was a partnership. So if you're on a level with it,
how did you see them communicating though? Her communication with the driver, with her employees, versus with us and her husband.
No, my mother is an African wife.
You didn't see any differences?
Which African wife do you know is not like, let me communicate with my husband first? There's always the respect. Any man, if you're a man watching our video, if your wife can yell at you and slap you, you have a problem. We can't fix that one. But that's what I'm saying. There's a level of mutual respect, because if you That's what I'm saying, and I don't even want to put it just on single women, because even a married couple, and the wife is a go-getter too, like my mom is. She's on top, she's a businesswoman. She's a career woman. She's still in school at her age. She's, somebody like that. Their relationship with their husband is on a mutual respect, and it takes a different kind of man to be able to deal with a woman on that level.
Yeah, and then at the same time, what I'm saying is, you have women who are like that, the type of woman you describe, who come home
and they dumb themselves down.
Is it dumbing themselves down? If you're raised to look at your partner, your male partner, as the head of the household, so you may be the one that goes out and you do everything, and then you come home and you're like, okay, honey, what do you think we should do?
Hey.
And you make sure that he has the final say in everything. And even if you disagree, you take a step back and you're like, whatever, he's the head of the home, so I'm going to go with whatever my husband says, my partner says.
So I always say this, and I think I've told you this 100 times. Oprah did a segment on her show one day, and it for some reason it always stayed with me. She said when she comes home after all the glamorous life, being in charge at her old channel and all of that, when she comes home, she doesn't cook. Definitely not. But she serves her husband his meal. Well, her life partner his meal. She puts it on the tray, she walks it into the study or wherever he's at, and she serves him his meal. So if the almighty and all-powerful Oprah, then you take your Beyoncés, women who are of power, can actually come home and maybe don't want to wear the hat of being in charge, can do it. I'm like, come on, Kiki. You can do it too.
But you were raised that way anyway. No
That's what I'm
matter
saying.
how boisterous and fighter you try to be, you and your boo thing, he wears the pants.
Hey, he pays the bills. Huh.
Not even that. don't listen to her. She's faking. What?
That's what I'm saying.
Let him walk in here and be like, yo,
shut it out.
Cut it. She'd be like, okay, honey. We'll be off in 2.2 seconds. So that's my point. So I'm trying to figure out, is that the norm though in most African marriages and homes?
Yes.
Or is it a balance where you have, where we just don't see it enough, but there are a lot of women who are like, nah, you and I are here when we will make the decision not because you're the man, but we'll make a decision because we sat down, we discussed it, and we decided on what makes the most sense.
The problem with that is,
maybe that's the millennial in me.
That's what.
But it's just a question that I'm asking. Is like,
well, okay, that's why I said,
how do women communicate?
It takes a certain type of man, right? Because the alpha male that's what it is, right? If you have a man who society will say listens to his wife or let his wife do everything or make the decisions, then he's not a strong man. But in all honesty, a man that can actually say, you know what, this one, my wife got it. It takes a certain maturity in a man to decide to understand his weaknesses, if you consider that a weakness. But then again, I just said to you the other day, when you see a man who says, let me consult my wife, I need to check in with my wife, I need to let my wife discuss it with you, you don't know where that relationship came from. You don't know how far they've gotten or come to for them to be able to say, you know what, my wife takes care of the household, or my wife takes care of the business, or my wife takes care of everything. There's some guys who just want to go to work, come home, give you the money. You make the decisions. So the relationship, married or just boyfriend, girlfriend, there has to be a balance. And until couples are not worried about how the world views them, because in my younger years, that's what it was.
That one.
You know, because mother has lived this life. So, mother knows that when you're young, there's a sense of validation that you're looking for with your partner. You want him to make his friends know we're together. This love is real. He's in charge, or I'm in charge. I love him more than all his friends. So that clash brings all these insecurities up, and then people just get crazy with it. I got crazy with some of mine.
It's a power struggle.
Yeah. So yes, it does take because even with women, there's sometimes a woman is looked upon as she just let her husband run over her.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that as long as there's no abuse, right? That's a different show. You get to decide how you want your relationship to be. That's just my opinion. You and your person need to be on the same page. So.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to. And even in sisterly relationships.
We don't need to be on the same page.
So why do I need to be on the same page with my significant other?
Because that's who you chose to be your life partner.
And what are you?
I'm not your life partner.
What are you?
At some point, I leave.
You say you're not going anywhere, so what happened to that?
No, I'm going to always be there, but not every single day.
Why not? It's cute.
No, it's not.
You know you love me. Stay with me. Go. She's happy I hugged her.
I am, but she's not a hugger. She's not a hugger. But yeah, no. But yeah. Okay, so let's wrap it up. What did you learn about communication and how you talk to people?
Don't fight to destroy, fight to build. Who fought Rome to build?
Oh my gosh, that's not a relationship, Kiki, with two people. Leave it be. Stop trying to be right all the time in your life.
I'm not right.
Again.
Please comment below.
When you're fighting, are you fighting to rebuild or are you fighting to destroy? And when we say fighting, it could be an argument. It's not, I don't mean like real fist fighting. Hope you're not doing that. But when you're arguing with somebody, like how do you approach it ultimately is the question. Because that's gonna determine how hard you go when you're arguing with somebody.
You go hard or go home. You coming at me, you better come with your brass knuckles.
We're talking about being
grease,
moderate in how you approach problems. But there are times where you need to be. There are times where you need to be aggressive.
Oh really? When? After he done knocked you upside your head?
For your life, Kiki. But not everyday conversations. Everyday conversations. Oh, honey, can you take out the trash?
Why?
Can't you take it out yourself? No, everyday conversation.
Or sisterly thing. Can I borrow your lip gloss? Why? Buy your own.
Exactly. Look, this one. Kiki, can you please do my hair? No.
I said no.
Are we fighting? I said, are we fighting? Why you have to say with that kind of energy? That energy. It's not necessary.
First of all, I say no. Then you say, why? Because I said no. Not today.
But you didn't say that. You didn't say that.
Huh?
You didn't
Why
say
do you have to
that.
ask why? Why can't it just be okay? She said no. I'll try later.
I'm not trying later because I can be proud at times. So
Petty.
if
Y'all think I'm the petty
it's
one?
proud.
Uh-uh.
I think my ego comes in.
King
I have
Kong.
an ego. So if you tell me no and I ask you a question, I'm not finna ask you tomorrow. I will do it myself.
Needless to say.
Period. That's why she hasn't done my hair in years.
That's not true. I just did your hair like
When?
a year ago.
When are you talking? Wait, when?
I did a two-strand twist for you.
And how did I have to? I had to fight you to do it.
That's not the point.
That is the point.
You said years. No.
Before then.
More
Before
like
then.
months.
Before then. When did you do my hair before then?
You lived in Cali.
But that's your excuse.
And on that note,
Bye.
Happy New Year!
Thanks for watching, and I hope you return to our channel and continue to watch and support us. And definitely comment and let us know what you think. If you have like specific questions you want us to talk about or topics you want us to talk about, questions to answer, definitely let us know, comment, and email us. Our email address is babafrique@gmail.com.
So
Babafrique. Hit that notification so that you definitely know when our next video comes up. Thank you.
have a good night, day, whatever time it is.